Mayor Eric Garcetti is with us this morning, and you're here to break some news, right?
Absolutely. You know, today's going to be a nice day in Los Angeles. I want everybody to know.
So are you running for president?
I don't know. I'll decide by the end of the year. I see so much of what's happening in Washington, and like most Americans are just so appalled by the divisions that we see. I love LA. The two things I love the most are my family and this city, and they're both here. So there's a lot of push and pull.
Why would you decide no?
I think the personal politics of today, are so vicious that, and I have an amazing job right here, but that's one of the reasons I think about it too. I could solve homelessness even more quickly if I were president or if we had a national conversation. But it's a great win-win either way. I'll be here, I'll be working for LA one way or another, but I'll make a decision by the end of the year.
Well, there are some people that want you to run, including there's this video that's out there. Let's show this.
Eric Garcetti, we're ready. We're ready for freedom. We're ready for unity. To make the world a better place without the negativity. You're the candidate we need. A candidate for unity.
So what do you make of that? And there's a few different videos circulating out there.
It looks like there's some people with some creative time on their hands. But, look, these things are intensely personal decisions, obviously. When I decided to run for mayor, I knew that it would be a huge sacrifice. But, I wrote a letter to my daughter this week. She turned 7. And I said, Daddy's going to make a big decision. I'm going to seal the letter and give it to her when she's in her 20s. And I said, if I decide to run, it's because I want to leave the world in a better place for you. And if I decide not to, it's because I want to work on this city, be here, and be around you every single day. So, it's a tough decision, but there's never been a time like this, I think, in our lifetimes in American politics where things are so divided, and we need some unity in this country again.
So the end of the year, that's like a week and a half.
Yeah, it'll be a busy Christmas for me.
All right. That to me sounds like you're running, but okay, whatever. Let's talk about some of the issues, though, happening here.
Absolutely.
Teacher strike, which is impacting hundreds of thousands of students, potentially, tens of thousands of teachers, potentially walking off the job January 10th.
Yes.
I know you've offered to help.
Absolutely.
But what can you do? Because there are a lot of people that are very concerned about this.
Sure, a couple things. One, the city is going to make sure we have the resources to help families. Extended hours for our parks, our recreation centers, our libraries. So there's places that parents can feel their kids can be and be safe. Second, though, I'm in the midst of all those communications. I've said to both sides, to the administration, which of course says we have to live inside our own means, and teachers, who I agree with, are fighting for smaller class sizes, want to have counselors and things. We need to be at the table. I have a strong feeling January 10th they meant what they said. They'll have a walkout. But after that, how do we get people back together? I think City Hall is the perfect place to do that. I've been, burning up the phones with the superintendent, the head of the union, the folks that are the school board members, because no formal power from the mayor, but I have a lot of influence, and I think people want us to get back to work, have a fair contract, and make better schools.
So you think that there will indeed be that walkout, that there's not going to be a negotiation before that?
I think they mean it, and I don't think they're going to be back at the table, and I think they've prepared for it for a long time, which will have an impact on all of us, but hopefully it will be the thing that changes the dynamic, gets folks back to the table and says, let's get this done in January, let's get a good contract for the teachers. But I know for the teachers, it's not just about the money. It is for all of us about how many teachers, how many students are in a class.
One of the other big issues in Southern California always is transportation and traffic. Elon Musk recently, with this loop that he's developing underground, what do you make of that? And do you trust him, basically, doing this stuff underground?
I'm excited by it. I think Los Angeles should be trying all the above, whether it's building 15 new rail lines from Measure M, which I wrote, or whether it's looking at things like that, or a monorail, or the gondola that's going to come to Dodger Stadium. We have said we want to do that line with him. He wants to pay for it from East Hollywood to Dodger Stadium, called the Dugout Loop.
Dugout Loop.
And, I've gone down there. He called me a day or two after he had this idea for the Boring Company, texted and then said, do you think I need any permits for this? I said, yes, Elon, you do. I love his innovation. I love that he's an exceptional engineer. We'll work out the other part of it and make sure that he has the community buy-in. But so far, everything's been positive for the project inside the city that would go to Dodger Stadium and help relieve some traffic. And if he's paying for it, what do we have to lose?
It's interesting. And you're comfortable with it seismically and all that other kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it meets those standards. There's inspectors who have to go down there and do that. But he's done it pretty cheaply compared to the way that we've done it in the past.
Another big issue, of course, homelessness.
Yes,
one of the potential criticisms of you, if and perhaps when you run for president, is this idea that there could be an ad that says, do we want the streets of Des Moines to look like the streets of Skid Row? How do you answer that?
I welcome that conversation. It's time for a national conversation on things like mental health care. It might not be out on the street in Dayton, but people are dying of opioids, mental health issues. We have very little help from Washington, D.C. And it's not just Los Angeles. There's more people that are homeless per capita in Washington, D.C. on the streets of our nation's capital than here. But here, at least, we've put resources. We're finally seeing some momentum. We're doubling the number of folks that we're housing every single year. Our first small downtick last January. I hope that we'll see another one this coming year. This is slow, painful, hard work, but somebody's got to do it. And I welcome that kind of conversation because, quite frankly, we've been in isolation for too long with people saying, oh, homelessness is this person's fault, that person's fault, you fix it, do it overnight, when in reality it will take all of us pulling together. And this holiday season, there's lots of ways Angelenos can help that growing effort and that growing army of people that are addressing homelessness as well.
And one of those issues is this concept of LA made, right?
Yes.
And I think you're wearing one of the pins
right
for
here.
that.
Exactly.
An LA original, right? This is stuff that is made in Los Angeles.
That's right.
That helps support the downtown women's shelter.
That's right.
Talk to us about this and how people can help.
So folks are still looking for holiday gifts. This is the best place to go. Everybody out there, hit laoriginal.com. It's made in LA stuff. There's 3 pop-up stores, including one at the airport in the Southwest Terminal, one at the LA County store, it's called, and another one where I'm forgetting where it is. But there's 3 places, and online, laoriginal.com. These are all things that are made here by folks in LA, and the proceeds go to the Downtown Women's Center, which is taking women off the streets in Skid Row, around town, an amazing organization. We had a holiday gift-buying celebration in our backyard. We had thousands of people come through. We raised, I think, $85,000 that is going towards that. And every purchase, you'll love the stuff, and you'll see the new logo of LA, and do something good for folks who are homeless.
So have you bought your friends gifts from this?
Oh,
What's the best thing you've bought?
I love this new pin, the LA original pin. The women love the, it's by Maya Brenner, the necklace that's the equivalent. There's great salsas from Salsology, which is local. And then I've been selling Instagram photos of my own that I signed. I've sold them for $100 and sold almost 100 of those, raised about $10,000.
Yeah, the mayor's a great photographer. For a lot of people who don't know that as well. His father's also a great photographer as well. Okay, so it's been quite a year for you.
Yep.
It's been quite a year for us. We've had some fun moments in the last year. We played catch at Dodger Stadium, which was quite a thrill. We were the good luck charm for the Dodgers winning the World Series. That was pretty wild, though.
Next year we won't do that, right?
And then you came on our political show, and we played a little piano there, which was your original composition,
That's right. You surprised
which was
me.
one of the highlights of that experience. And so the question is, what are you going to do for us in 2019?
I don't know. You want me to juggle? You want me to, I can do the worm still, I think, from the old bar mitzvah days. So
we'll do it in Iowa. Well, and I don't, not to put you on the spot, but totally to put you on the spot. We have a band here. I didn't actually set this up on purpose. I came out here, and this just happened to be here. Last time I did do it on purpose. But there is a piano right here that's set up for a band that's performing later in the show.
Well, as you heard, I was playing Air Supply a little bit earlier, but I don't know,
Can you give us something?
Sure, I can always give you something.
Maybe holiday inspired or something that you...
I don't know. Let's see, what can we do?
No other mayor will do this for you.
I'll give you a little more jazz, Welcome to the soft tones of KTTV, bringing the best morning show in America each morning.
Take that, KTLA.
Love you guys too. Body and soul. There you go.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays,
Thank
everybody.
you for being a great sport.
Always.
Happy New Year's to you.
You as well. Thank you.
And maybe we'll talk in Iowa soon.
I look forward to it. We'll see you soon.
All right. Good to see you, LA. Eric Garcetti back with more Good Day LA.